Morning, my loves. Disaster. How are we? Pick that up. Great start, that is. Very stylish. Very stylish. How are we? I hope we're well. Well done, everybody who did the minute silence. That was tremendous. Thank you all very much indeed. We're up and running. Oh, hello. I've got a bit of a glare from the light there. I wonder if that will be okay. Now, so this morning, bonjour. Marion, très bien, ça va from somebody else, très bien, and guten Morgen from Lara over there in Cologne. And right, here we go. Let's start. We're going to do some waltz today. We haven't done waltz for a while. There's a little variation I'd like to show you, which I really like. I do it a lot on Strictly Come Dancing, and because I kind of like it. And I do it with Erin as well when we're doing our shows and stuff. It's a little thing we do. It's not a great big thing. It's just a little thing, but I like it. It makes me feel good. And so it basically just comes from a whisk. Now, you remember the waltz. I'll just go over the first bit here. So we go forward, this basic waltz variation. Do you remember this? What the first thing we ever learned? Horrible day to end it, raining. Where'd that come from? Is that, well, I know the sky. I'll get that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Do you remember all that? Heel, toe, toe lower, heel, toe, toe. Same on the other foot, heel, toe, toe. Do you remember all that? Oh no, you've been practicing, haven't you? I can tell. Posture, centre, remember all those things? Back, side, together. Good. Now, there's also one thing I'd like to discuss for Frankie and Sabine about the shoulder to shoulder and the spiral. We did that yesterday in questions. Just want to say one more thing about it, but I'll do that later. So, you think I'd forgotten, didn't you? I haven't forgotten. Now, this is the whisk. Now, we did the whisk once before. We went forward, side, but rather than close my feet, I'm going to cross my left foot for a man behind my right foot here like this. So they go into that position there, on the toes. Now, for the lady, it'd be easier if you'd see if I'm going this way here. I go back, I step to the side, and then I cross my right foot behind my left foot. See that? I don't close my feet. I cross behind. Get the idea? I saw a bit of buffering on the thing there. I hope that's just me and not you. That's the whisk. We're now going to do a double whisk. I think I once heard it called the triple whisk. I don't really know why, but we're going to ignore that. I like to call it the double whisk because we whisk and then we whisk again. It's like this. I'm going to do it as a lady. So I go backwards here. I go back, side onto my toes, and I whisk behind. Then I lower the heel like this. I step forward as though I'm going to do something else. I close my feet and turn into closed position. And I step to the side and then do another whisk. Up on my toes. Then I lower the heel and I come out with a chassé. Chassé. Nice. I like that step. It's one of my favourites. I'm going to do it as a man. So I go forward, side, behind. I go forward, down, up, back, and chassé out. Side together, side. I think it's a lovely little thing. I don't know why. It's only a simple thing, but it makes me feel nice. So I'm going to do that one more time as a man. So the key to this really, for me, is the rise and fall. It's the rise and fall that makes it feel nice. So I go, and it's basic rise and fall. So I go, rise and fall is the heels and the toes bit, the up and down bit. So I go forward in the heel, I step to the side in the toe, I whisk behind on toes. As I get there, I lower the back heel only. So my left foot as a man. I step forward in the heel. I close my feet, my left foot to my right foot, like this, flat. And I add a little bend as well. I then pop straight up to my toe on my right foot, here, and then I cross behind into another whisk. And I go through the process of lowering the back heel and stepping off onto a forward driving heel, and then I go into the chassé variation afterwards. So it's basic footwork, but the timing is 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, chassé out. Look at us getting all technical. So here we go, one more time. And I go back for the ladies. Side, I go behind here like this. I lower that heel on balance. I'll come over here just in case you can't see me. And then I step forward, I close. I go straight out to the side, I cross behind, and I lower, and I chassé out. Side together, side. That is the double whisk. I like it. Now, it comes from the reverse turn. So that means for the boy, I'm starting forward on my left foot. So if I do 6 steps of a reverse turn and then I go into the whisk, I'll show you how it goes. So I'm going to go in this direction. I go forward, side with the turn, and back, side, together. And now my left foot is available to go into the whisk. Ra-di-da-da, 1, yum, bum, bum. And that's the timing. Ra-di-da-da, yum, bum, bum, bum. I think that's very clear to everybody. For the ladies, we do this. We go backwards on the right foot. We go back, side, together, forward, left foot, side. Now we go into the whisk. Whisk, 2, 3, ra-di, yum, bump, step, yum, beat, bump. As you notice, the lady has a slightly different timing. She doesn't, she has exactly the same timing. Now, how's that? Not bad? Good? All right? Let me have a check. See how you're doing. We haven't done waltz for a while, have we? Keeps buffering for me. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Buffering here too. It's the weather blocking the signals. AJ, you're probably right. Lara, everything's all right here in Germany. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, Lara. And it's just got Wi-Fi traffic. Anna, you're probably right. The Wi-Fi traffic, everybody's joining in on the Elevenses, and you can't blame them because it's brilliant. Loving the stripy shirt. Thanks, Aim. It's also quite a bold stripe, isn't it? Look at that. My little 3-year-old said to me as I was starting it this morning, Daddy, you wearing pyjamas today? Nice. So, that was him, not her. So, we're going to do all of that again. I'm going to start with the reverse turn. So, left foot and forward, side, together, back, side, together, whisk, behind, a 1 and 2, 3, chassé, side together, side. Not bad for the ladies. We go right foot back, left foot forward, and now we go right foot back into the whisk. Whisk, behind, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2. Absolute rubbish. Rubbish. I'm going to do all of that again. Ignore that. I was concerned I was going out of a shot and lost concentration. We were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? And back, side, together, forward, right foot, side, together. Now we go back on the right foot, into our whisk. 1 and 2, 3, chassé, 2 and 3. How's that? All right, I knew we'd get there in the end. That is the double whisk. Now I'm going to show you one more variation as well in the waltz. Why do we do so much? I don't know. It's only supposed to be a little brief thing, but we end up doing lots. It's because I like it. We're going to do a thing called the wing. I love the wing. The wing is nice. The wing's another nice step. And it's a lovely thing to take from a whisk. So you can do it straight from that double whisk if you want. Let's join a little 2 things together there. Put the reverse turn into the double whisk. And do just a single whisk, which goes step, behind, step, and you're out. With traditionally a chassé. But we're not going to do the chassé on this occasion. What we're going to do is we're going to do the whisk into a wing, which is how I at first learnt it. So we're going to do a basic whisk. We're going to do as man steps first. We're going to go forward, side, behind, and I step forward my right foot. Then what I do now, for a man, is I tap my left foot to my right foot. I go tap, just like that. I'm going to do it in this direction so you can see it. So there's my whisk, 1, 2, 3. I go forward, tap. That's all I do. And I don't put any weight on it. I just hold there. All right? Ladies, you do this. You do back, whisk, behind. You do 3 steps. Forward, forward, forward. That's all you do. Heel, toe, toe. Same normal footwork. Now, the idea is that you start in this position here. So you're on this side of the man, in promenade position, in whisk. And then what we do from there is that we get to the other side. So I step forward as a man, we both step forward together. I step forward with my right foot, she steps forward with her left foot. Like this. I go from here to here. So I do this as I tap my foot. So I've got 2 beats, but 1's tap. We go 1, 2, hold 3. This is the man. 1, lady goes round, 2, 3. And the lady, you go 1, 2, 3. So you go from one side of the man to the other. Think about it. It's called a wing because you think about a bird's wing, and when a bird wraps itself around with its wing. It takes it all the way across, and this is essentially what you're doing with the step. It's called a wing because of that. 1, 2, 3, wrap it round yourself. It's beautiful, isn't that nice? Oh, lovely. So we go whisk, behind, wing. She's now on the wrong side, see? Now we come out with the chassé. What I do now is I step forward my left foot like that. Lady is in this position here. She steps backwards with her right foot here, like this. Step, chassé. All right? Now we're going to leave it there because there's another bit I'm going to show you. I'm going to do that next time. So it's just a simple chassé, but I'm doing this outside partner. So under normal circumstances, when I step forward, I'm doing lady steps now, but if I step forward as a man on this occasion, I'd step forward here. But because we're doing outside partner, I'm going to step forward here. On balance, of course, here. So the man steps there. We're in this position here, the man's here, he steps forward there, and then we do a chassé, side together, side, and then we change back to our normal position. That's the chassé, they call that the chassé, they call that, it's called the chassé to the right, because we're chasséing to the right. Not very artistic, but pretty explanatory. The wing, lovely, artistic, I like that. Chassé to the right, sort of just telling you what to do. I understand. So we go chassé, wing there, chassé, side together, side, back into normal hold. Not bad? All right, now we're going to do the double whisk again. So you can add those two together if you want to. As a man, I go whisk, behind, forward, close, up, and behind, wing, 2, 3, chassé, side together, side. Oh, that's quite a lot there, isn't it? I just can't help myself. We get cracking on, don't we? Let's see what you're saying. Are you saying anything? Can you show us again, please, Michelle? I'm going to do that for you right now. Ladies, we do this. Look, watch this. We go back, side, behind. There's your first bit. We do the double whisk. Step, close, side, behind. There you go. Now we're going to do the wing. Straight in. I'm going to go round the man. So imagine he stood there. I'm going to go forward, forward, forward. I'm now on his other side. I now step backwards with my right foot. Back, side together, side. And I just turn to face him. I'll be slightly turning to my left to face the man. Does that make any sense? Let me know if that makes any sense. Got it, Debs, well done you. Leslie, any chance of dancing with a blow-up person? I'm not sure you're allowed to do that in polite company. But thank you for asking. I love that. Side close, no close. We've just learned, Jan, you just learned the whisk, wing and chassé through side close in our class. Well done. There you go. Beautiful. I get you. Thank you very much, Michelle. Now, I know you can read those as well because it's like a live chat, but I love to read it out loud. I enjoy that. Now, good stuff. Now, before we can come back to that, before we finish with that, or continue on with that, I just want to go over this thing yesterday we did with Frankie. Now, Frankie asked a very good question about the shoulder to shoulder. And him and Sabine are dancing together, doing the shoulder to shoulder in rumba. Step, 2, there, and 1, 2, and step, 2, and so it's only a forward and backward step, but I'm rather than doing it in line, as we would normally do it, I step to her side, so I'm shoulder to shoulder because my left shoulder is going towards her left shoulder. So normally my left shoulder is opposite her right shoulder, but now I'm changing the body, the angle of it, so rather than stepping forwards and backwards, I do it on a diagonal like that, and we do it like this, alright? Does that make sense? And right shoulder to right shoulder, shoulder to shoulder. There we go, facing each other, of course, here. Now, Frank was talking about doing it without hold, which is also fine. You can sort of do it artistically without hold if you want, and you can get a bit all sort of wriggly and sort of artistic with the arms and puff the chest out a little bit and give it all that lovely, very attractive, I'm sure. But the problem with that, of course, is the spiral bit for the lady on the exit. How do I lead that? Asks Frankie. Well, that's a very good question, Frankie. I've no idea how you lead somebody without touching them. You can always go for option number 2 and tell them it's coming up. You can go, how are you enjoying the joint? This is very good, oh marvellous. I'm not touching, this is marvellous. Now prepare yourself, we're going to do the spiral now. Now, go, marvellous. That went very well. It's not very attractive, it doesn't really work. So, this is just a case, whenever you're dancing out of hold, it suddenly becomes a routine and you have to know what's coming next. You can't really physically lead her. Which is fine for if you're doing competitions or you're doing a routine, you're doing an exam or anything like that, which is fine, or a show somewhere, best to have a routine. But if you're just dancing generally and you're just dancing for enjoyment, you don't really, sometimes you don't want to stick to a routine, you just want to sort of do what you feel. And that's essentially, you can only do that when you're touching the lady. And all I can say is if you want to do the shoulder to shoulder out of hold, that's fine. And if you do the last one, you then just put your hand up and she's going to take your hand, and then she knows then you're going to do the spiral. And that's the part where she goes back on the right foot, she steps forward onto the right foot here, and then she'll do the spiral, and then she'll walk out. But you have to, there's a slight adjustment in the foot position for the lady. Rather than step to the side, she's getting technical now, sorry. Rather than step to the side here, she's going to step forward, step, replace, and it's a forward. And that's the bit you have to lead. You go here and you put your hand here and you step backwards, you put your hand forward, you put your step backwards, you put your hand up. She knows then to step forward because that means this shoulder to shoulder is going to end, and she's obviously going to do a turn. When you put your hand up like this, it means you can do a turn. You take her hand, she does the spiral, and then you can take her into fan, or you're doing an open hip twist. But we don't know how you've been to that. But so I hope that clears that up. I was giving that some thought, and there you are. So good, right, let's go back over the waltz one more time. We're going to take it from the reverse turn. So for the boy, we're going to go forward on the left foot, and for the lady, we're going to go backwards on the right foot. And we go, let me just check there, hang on a second. Let me have a look at this. What does that say there? Frankie, you're a beauty. So here we go, left foot. 1, 2, 3, back, side. There's our reverse turn. Now we do our whisk. We're going to do the double whisk. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3. Now we're straight into our wing. You ready? I go forward, I escort her to the other side, or I lead her to the other side, chassé to the right, because we're chassé to the right, yes. Step, side together, side. How's that? Not bad? Oh, I'm buffering here. Hope that's not... Oh, I hope you got that. I've got a bit of a glare here. I hope that's me and not you. Now, ladies, we're going to go back, side, together, forward, side. Now you do your whisk. Whisk, behind, 1, close, up, behind, wing to the other side, back, chassé, turning to your left. Ladies got sort of all the work to do on that really. The boys have got to lead the ladies well. You've got to get the lady round to your other side. She won't go unless you lead her properly. There you go, you see. Because the girl doesn't know how far you want her to go. So if you want her to go quite far, you have to sort of give her quite a firm lead, or a very clear is a better word. Erin says to me, your lead's not clear enough. And I go, get her. And of course I get hurt by the injustice of the whole matter, but then I give her a firmer lead and she's much happier, and you know what it's like. Elizabeth, far better than ballroom than Latin here. Well, you're doing it without a partner at the moment, I hope. Well, actually I don't know, you might be doing it with a partner, as long as it's your regular, yeah, anyway. So one more time for luck, here we go. And ladies, whisk, behind, step down, up, behind, wing, 2, 3, chassé, side together, side. One time for the boys. Here we go. Right, left foot forward. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and up into the wing, chassé, side together, side. And we'll do continue with that the next time we do some waltz. Well done, everybody. That was terrific. That was a lot. As is always the case with all this stuff, we end up probably doing too much and I get excited. But it's brilliant, so well done. I just want to do one more thing with the rise and fall. This is the basic rise and fall of waltz. Heel, toe, toes together, lower. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you can just go flat, flat. You can just walk round and just not take too much attention to the heels and toes. But in the future, at some stage, when you get quite accomplished at dancing, you want to do slightly more tricky things and more elaborate things and lovely things with timing and stuff, the rise and fall becomes really, really important. So you might as well learn it now on the easy steps, and when the difficult step comes, the rise and fall will be sort of inherent in your everything that you do. And so we might as well do it now, because in the waltz, the rise and fall is sort of, it is the waltz, really, the ups and downs bits. Otherwise, it's sort of, you know, just this, isn't it? Which is nice enough, but not very interesting. I mean, it's reasonably interesting, don't get me wrong, but it's nicer when you're going up and down, because the waltz music is going up and down. Oh, hello, I feel different. Lovely. Must be Tuesday. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. All right, my love, well, thank you very much indeed for joining me on this slightly wet day. I hope the buffering wasn't too much of an interference. Bless you all, thank you very much. See you in the morning, 11 o'clock, and we'll have a little look at another dance. If you fancy it, there's always 3 o'clock this afternoon for a few, all of that old malarkey. Much love, stay safe, and well, there's no joy going outside today. Take care, see you tomorrow.